Prime Minister Tariq Rahman directs launching e-health card to ensure health services for all. Review meeting on launching farmer card held, headed by Prime Minister. Card to be distributed before Bangla New Year, says Agriculture Minister. Prime Minister orders intensifying nationwide tree plantation program. The program to begin in May, says Environment and Forest Minister. Prime Minister asks Ansar VDP to stay vigilant to ensure security and protect sovereignty. Foreign Minister Dr. Khalilur Rahman urges dialogue to resolve Middle East conflicts in meeting with US Assistant Secretary of State Paul Kapoor. Government aims to build police force as a symbol of public trust, says Home Minister. Fascist Awami League government politicised press club and state institutions across the country, says Information and Broadcasting Minister. Death toll from US-Israeli aggression rises to nearly 800 across 153 cities in Iran. IAEA says no evidence of Tehran making nuclear weapons. Son of Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, Mojtaba Khamenei, elected as new supreme leader of Iran. And Pakistan announces 15-member squad for 3-match ODI series against Bangladesh. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to News at 10. I'm Mahmoud Rahman. Those were the headlines. Let's move on now to the details. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman has directed the Health and Family Welfare Ministry to launch e-health card to ensure healthcare services for the country's people. The Premier gave the directive at a meeting with the Health Minister, State Minister, Advisor and health experts at the Prime Minister's Secretariat office today. Prime Minister's Additional Press Secretary Atikur Rahman Rumon said the Prime Minister instructed the Health Minister to begin work on introducing the e-health card. The government's policy is to ensure that healthcare services reach the doorsteps of the people. The Prime Minister urged the ministry to be more proactive in this regard. The meeting also discussed identifying abandoned buildings of various government offices and agencies and bringing them under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare to convert them into healthcare centres. Noting that there are 170 abandoned buildings under LGED alone, Additional Press Secretary Atikur Rahman Rumon said the Prime Minister directed that such abandoned buildings belong to the government and its subordinate institutions and agencies be converted into clinics and healthcare centres. The meeting also discussed the issue of the country's population growth. According to statistics, 34 lakh babies are born every year in the country. Atikur Rahman Rumon said the meeting expressed concern over the annual birth rate and directed the ministry to be more active to control population growth. In line with the BNP's election pledge, the meeting also discussed the recruitment of 1 lakh health workers, 80% women and 20% men, as well as filling vacant posts of doctors and healthcare workers under the Health Ministry. The Prime Minister urged the Minister to ensure that doctors provide services at health centres in remote areas. Health and Family Welfare Minister Shardar Mohammad Sakhawat Hussain, State Minister Dr. M.A. Muhith and concerned senior government officials were present at the meeting. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman is expected to launch Farmer Card formally on pilot basis on April the 14th on the occasion of first day of the Bangla New Year 1433. The decision was taken at a review meeting held at the Cabinet Division Conference Room in the Bangladesh Secretariat today with Prime Minister Tariq Rahman in the chair. Prime Minister's Press Secretary Saleh Shibli confirmed the matter, saying a 4-member Secretary Committee headed by Finance Secretary was formed in the meeting to oversee the programme. Agriculture Minister Muhammad Aminur Rashid, State Minister Sultan Salahuddin Tuku, State Minister for LGRD and Cooperatives Mir Shah Alam were present at the meeting, among others. Agriculture Minister Mohammad Aminur Rashid has said farmer card will be distributed among the farmers within the next Pohila Boishak. He stated this to newsmen after holding meeting with Prime Minister Tariq Rahman at the Secretariat this afternoon. State Minister for Agriculture Sultan Salahuddin Tuku was present. The Agriculture Minister informed that in the first phase, the farmer card will be distributed through pilot project. This card will be distributed gradually in each upazilas, he added. The BNP government is going ahead to implement the election pledge after 2 weeks of coming to power following the 13th parliamentary elections. As part of taking various initiatives for the betterment of the country's marginal farmers, Farmers Card is being launched across the country. Agriculture Minister Mohammad Aminur Rashid also mentioned that as a matter of policy, farmers will receive all types of government services and incentives related to their production directly through the farmer card. Besides, land area, types of crops and other related information, as well as a digital profile, will be included in the farmer card. On the other hand, there will be facility in this card to transfer subsidy and incentive in the agriculture sector directly to bank or mobile financial service. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman has issued a directive for intensifying the tree plantation program across the country. The Premier gave the directive while he was presiding over a meeting of the cell formed over planting 25 crore trees through the next 5 years. The meeting, held at the Cabinet Division Conference Room in the Bangladesh Secretariat today, reviewed the latest progress of the cell's activities, said Prime Minister's Additional Press Secretary Atikur Rahman Rumon. According to the meeting, he said, in addition to government nurseries, saplings will be collected from various private nurseries, while trees will be planted on kashland, char areas, along river banks, on both sides of roads and highways, in forest areas where there are no trees, and in the premises of government institutions across the country. Besides, each student will plant one tree and take care of it, Atikur Rahman Rumon added. Environment, Forest and Climate Change Minister Abdul Awal Mintu, State Minister Sheikh Faridul Islam, Cabinet Secretary Dr. Nasimul Ghani, Prime Minister's Principal Secretary ABM Abdul Sattar and concerned senior government officials were present at the meeting. Environment, Forest and Climate Change Minister Abdul Awal Mintu has said that a nationwide tree sapling plantation program will begin in May with a target of planting 25 crore trees. He stated that the initiative stems from the government's decision to plant 5 crore trees each year, and preparations for the sapling plantation program have been underway since March. He made these remarks today after a meeting with Prime Minister Tariq Rahman at the Secretariat. Abdul Awal Mintu also noted that the global crisis caused by war would have an impact on Bangladesh, and the government remains vigilant to minimize any potential fuel shortages resulting from the situation. At the time, State Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Dr. Sheikh Faridul Islam, said that the current government aims to promote carbon trading as one of the key sources of foreign currency earnings. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman has directed the members of Bangladesh Ansar and Village Defence Party VDP to maintain the highest preparedness to protect the country's sovereignty alongside ensuring peace and security. The Premier gave the directive when Director General of Ansar and VDP, Major General Abdul Mutallab Sajjad Mahmood, paid a courtesy call on him at the Prime Minister's Cabinet Division office in the Bangladesh Secretariat today. During the meeting, the Prime Minister highly appreciated the patriotism and professionalism of Bangladesh Ansar and VDP and their tireless efforts. Tariq Rahman called upon all members of the force to continue their public service-oriented activities in the interest of the people. The Prime Minister emphasized the importance of keeping the force always prepared to protect the country's sovereignty. During the meeting, the Prime Minister was briefed on various ongoing development activities of Ansar and VDP. Tariq Rahman assured that the continuity of those development efforts would be maintained in the future. Foreign Minister Dr. Khalilur Rahman has urged early resolution of ongoing Gulf conflicts through dialogue and diplomatic means to minimize loss of life and prevent wider destabilization. He made the call in a meeting with visiting U.S. Assistant Secretary of State for South and Central Asian Affairs, Paul Kapoor, at the Foreign Ministry today. During the meeting, the two sides reaffirmed their commitment to further strengthening Bangladesh-United States bilateral relations, particularly in economic engagement, based on mutual respect and shared interests. Dr. Rahman highlighted the current government's Bangladesh First policy under the leadership of Prime Minister Tariq Rahman, emphasizing Dhaka's strategy of maintaining strong relations with regional and global partners to advance national interests and shared prosperity. Kapoor congratulated the new government following what he described as a peaceful, free and festive general election in Bangladesh. He also referred to the congratulatory letter sent by US President Donald Trump to Prime Minister Tariq Rahman, expressing confidence that relations between the two countries would continue to grow stronger. The US Assistant Secretary underscored the importance of implementing the provisions of the Reciprocal Trade Agreement to promote greater bilateral trade and investment. The meeting also reviewed the Rohingya issue, with the Foreign Minister thanking the US for its continued humanitarian support to the displaced people and seeking sustained international efforts for a durable and lasting solution to the crisis. Prior to the meeting with the Foreign Minister, Kapoor held a brief discussion with State Minister for Foreign Affairs Shama Obaid Islam. Commerce Minister Khondokar Abdul Muqtadir has said the recent trade agreement between Bangladesh and the United States is a state-level deal and described the US tariff issue as an evolving situation being closely monitored by the government. He also said that the deal should not be viewed as entirely negative or entirely positive. The Commerce Minister said this after US Assistant Secretary of State for South and Central Asian Affairs S. Paul Kapoor met him at his office at Bangladesh Secretariat today. Rejecting concerns that the agreement is final and irreversible, he said no agreement is end of life and that most deals contain self-correcting or review clauses. If at any point any provision appears to require addition, removal or modification, there is always scope for further negotiation, he said, urging stakeholders not to be overly anxious. Responding to queries about US tariff measures, the minister said the matter relates to a provision under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, through which tariffs had been imposed. He noted that after a higher US court ruled that the specific provision did not justify the imposition of those tariffs, the overall situation became evolving. Addressing criticism that the agreement may not have adequately protected Bangladesh's interests, the Commerce Minister said any bilateral trade deal involves demands and concessions from both sides. On concerns raised by business leaders about visa bond requirements, the Minister said the issue falls under the jurisdiction of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The Minister said US representatives have expressed their willingness to continue working with the new government and to expand cooperation. According to him, they highlighted certain non-tariff barriers and other obstacles which, if removed, would make Bangladesh more attractive for American investment. He said addressing these issues could help Bangladesh become eligible for US development finance facilities and create a more conducive environment for increased US investment. State Minister for Commerce Mohammad Shariful Alam, Commerce Secretary Mahbub Rahman and US Ambassador to Bangladesh Brent T. Christensen were present on the occasion. Home Minister Salahuddin Ahmed has said the government has begun preparing comprehensive lists of criminals and extortionists across the country as part of a decisive drive to restore law and order. The minister made the remarks after a meeting with senior officials of Dhaka Metropolitan Police, DMP, and officers in charge of 50 police stations under its jurisdiction at the DMP headquarters in Dhaka today. Highlighting that establishing the rule of law remains a top priority of the government, led by the Bangladesh Nationalist Party, BNP, he said the drive would be conducted fairly and without bias. The Home Minister called upon police officials to carry out their duties with professionalism and integrity to ensure public safety and maintain law and order across the capital and beyond. He expressed hope that coordinated efforts between law enforcement agencies and the government would help curb criminal activities and extortion, reinforcing public confidence in the justice system. The Home Minister announced decisive action on two critical issues to safeguard law and order in the country. A transparent and well-documented list of individuals involved in criminal activities and social unrest is currently being finalized, he added. Based on this list, law enforcement agencies will conduct coordinated operations across the country, beginning in Dhaka, the minister asserted. All actions will proceed strictly in accordance with the rule of law, he vowed, saying restoring peace, stability and a sound law and order situation remains the government's top priority. He expressed confidence that the planned initiatives will be implemented very soon and called upon the media and the public to extend their full cooperation in this national effort. Information and Broadcasting Minister Zahiruddin Shapon said that the fallen government of Bangladesh Awami League had attempted to politicize institutions across the country, starting from press clubs to national organizations. He said they even tried to politicize the army, but failed because of the patriotic spirit of the Bangladesh Armed Forces. The minister stated that the government, led by the Bangladesh Nationalist Party, would not allow the country to return to the mob culture associated with the previous regime's political dominance. He made these remarks while speaking with journalists at the Chattogram Press Club this afternoon. The Information Minister said that all institutions must be freed from mob culture and the Constitution must be upheld. He added that power belongs to the people while the government serves the people. To protect people's rights, the BNP has proposed a 31-point agenda. The minister said there were many indications of attempts to gain power through undemocratic means before the 13th National Parliament election. However, he said National leader Khaleda Zia had stated that the only legitimate path to power is through the people's mandate. He mentioned that the BNP received a mandate from the people in the election. Alongside meeting public demands, state reform activities will continue. The BNP government is trying to govern through consensus rather than forming a single-party administration, and this approach will be maintained. The discussion meeting was attended by Member of Parliament Abu Sufyan, President of the National Press Club, Bangladesh, Hassan Hafiz, BFUJ General Secretary Qadir Ghani Chaudhry, Director General of the Department of Mass Communication Abdul Jalil, Director General of Bangladesh Betar S.M. Jahid, Chattogram District Commissioner Mohammad Jahidul Islam Mia, Chattogram Press Club President Jahidul Korim Kochi, General Secretary Ghulam Maula Murad and Chattogram Metropolitan Journalists Union President Shanewaz, along with senior journalists from Chattogram. Earlier, the Information Minister visited the Chattogram Press Club Library, Seniors Corner and Sports Zone. Later, the Information Minister separately exchanged views with the leaders of Chattogram Union of Journalists and other senior journalists at Chattogram Circuit House. Besides, the Minister attended a meeting with Chattogram Divisional and District officials. The Minister urged all to remain prepared for implementing Family Card, Krishok Card, Agri-Loan, waiver up to 10,000 taka and other steps of the government. Later, Information and Broadcasting Minister visited Chattogram Centre of Bangladesh Television. General Manager of Chattogram Centre, Imam Hussain, briefed the Minister about Chattogram Television. During the visit, the Minister attended a meeting with the TV officials. He said BTV should enrich itself to maintain viewers' faith on it. Later, the Information and Broadcasting Minister went round the first phase works to turn Chattogram Television into a full-fledged TV channel. Health Minister Sardar Mohammad Sakhawat Hussain has said the government will take action against brokers in public hospitals. He warned that anyone who cheats patients or tries to take them away from government hospitals will be punished. Sakhawat Hussain made the remarks today while visiting Dhaka Medical College Hospital in the capital. The minister said authorities have begun instructed to improve the hospital environment and ensure better food quality for patients. He also directed officials to take stern measures against anyone found negligent in their duties. Sakhawat Hussain mentioned that the government is working to provide healthcare services within its limited resources. He reiterated the government's commitment to ensuring medical services for patients in Dhaka and across the country. Today is the second day of advanced ticket sales for train journey to ensure smooth travel for the homebound people on the occasion of the holy Eid al-Fitr. Ticket for intercity train seats for March the 14th are on sale today. As usual, this year's also Bangladesh Railway is selling advance tickets of 7 days for intercity train under special arrangement. 100% tickets will be sold through online for the convenience of the passengers. From 8 a.m. today, sale of tickets of all intercity trains of Western region began through online. On the other hand, advance ticket sale of all intercity trains of Eastern region began from 2 p.m. The decision was taken at a preparatory meeting on train operations on the occasion of Eid al-Fitr held at Rail Bhavan in the capital recently. On now to international news.